Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mad Podcast, your podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined by my co-host Jefferson. Silly question, but how are you, sir?
Happy to be back in the house. And tonight we're in the kitchen, and the kitchen's real hot.
Hell's Kitchen.
Boy, it's burning tonight. And I must say I'm on fire. I got like a little spice next to me, you know. I'm feeling it.
Why?
Catching fire a bit. Oof.
Well, as you can see, returning to the show, we've got Kendall. How you doing, Kendall? Pleasure to have you.
Yeah, good generally. Obviously not very good after today. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it without a doubt.
We will indeed. But for those in the chat, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help the channel grow, helps with the algorithm. Smash the likes on the way in. You know, it only takes a second, then we can get to your comments. But there's a lot of you in the building already. So let's see who we've got in there. We've got MB79 from early. He said, every supporter, man, woman, and child turned up today and gave 110% for what? That second half was a disgrace. Yes, it was indeed. Big up to Roy in the building. Get that fraud Eddie Howe out for our club. That was pathetic. And that P teacher needs to go now. Sack him now. Lee in the building. Get him gone. We know who you're talking about. Big up Anthony. Anthony said enough's enough now. He needs to go. Seems to be a bit of a theme here. Big up Genius. I hope you're good. That Genius says smash the likes on the way in. We've got Dom in the building as well.
Yes, Dom.
Queenie's in the building. Hope you're good, Queenie. Good to see you.
Hey, Queenie.
Adrian, taxis for Eddie Howe, JT, and Graham Jones. Sat the lot of them.
Do that whistle. I don't know how to do that whistle. You know, like you're going to whistle for a taxi. I can't do it.
We've got Connor in the building as well. Big up, Connor. The usual how out he comes in, not ramping.
Yes, Con. Come on.
Yeah.
Bloodline.
But listen, we got a lot to get into, man. We got a lot to get into. So, big up, Kenny.
Kenny, man.
Kenny.
What's happening, Kenny? You blazing it up yourself or what, mate?
You got to say, Kenny, because, boy, there's no defending that. But listen, we'll get into it. But yeah, listen. For those who don't know, well, we've got William in the building as well. Scants in the building. Pick up.
Bruv, I'm just covering up my parlads. I don't actually support them, Will. I don't actually support them.
DB said, big up the Mandan and Kendall. As you can see, Jefferson has checked out time ago.
Yes, I've been on a holiday for about 2 years, mate.
Listen, Steven in the building. I remember Steve was a big fan of Eddie Howe, if I'm not wrong.
He's
before, and now he said Eddie Howe resign now. Boy, it's looking a bit mad. But anyway, let's get into it. For those who don't know, it was a Tyne-Wear derby today. Kendall, was you at the game?
I was at the game, yeah.
I was at the game as well. I've actually just got back. For those who don't know, it finished Newcastle United 1, Sunderland AFC Sunderland, whatever you want to call them, 2.
Scumderland.
Listen, they've done the double over us, right? And we lost 2-1 at home. Yeah. St. James's Park was meant to be a fortress. This is meant to be our revenge. Yeah. I'm going to start with Kendall. What were your overall thoughts on the game?
Where did I even start? I actually thought first half we were fine. I think we missed a couple of chances that we probably should have put away. Alanga missed a few himself. Barnes. There was like a couple of, I don't know if it was second half or first half, but where Botman's header came off the post. Yeah, just missed a couple of chances, just didn't take them. Defensively, we were absolutely shook. Trippier was just not handling that at all. I thought Botman really, really struggled against Robbie. I just think it was just all around defensively really poor. Obviously with the goals as well. Set piece defending is atrocious. It has been atrocious this season. Obviously we have, I don't know how or why or what he's even doing, but we did hire a set piece coach at the beginning of the season. What he's doing with that, I really don't know. I thought Sunderland wanted it more. I thought especially the second half they were the better side, if I'm honest. I'm not going to deny them that because I think that they were. But yeah, we were a massive our own downfall. Again, like we're midweek, like we have been several times this season. And this is the first time this season, obviously I've been on the show before and I said I wasn't Eddie Howe out. Because I wasn't. I said I was Eddie Howe doubt at the time because I think he was making some poor mistakes, and I thought the substitutions today were really, really poor. I just didn't understand them. I thought actually, to be fair, from the off, I thought the starting 11 was weak. I didn't think that Burn should have started. I didn't think that Chow should have been dropped, and I also didn't think that Trippier should have played. I get the Burn thing slightly because obviously he's a boyhood fan. You would hope that he would, if however anybody, he was going to be up for this game. So I kind of get that one, but the rest of them I was a bit confused at. And yeah, I just think now it's the first time that I really have teetered on the verge of wanting Eddie Howe out, unfortunately, today.
Okay, well, we're going to have a lot to say about Eddie Howe before we leave here. Jefferson, overall thoughts on the game?
How much time do I have? Because I might need the whole show. I might need the whole show. I could simplify it and just saying I told you so, which I'm not going to do that because I know it's still painful for some fans. So let's just go through basic facts and logic, really. I think as we stand right now, we've been reduced to factory settings. That's where we were when Eddie took over. So the football has actually regressed. We play poor football. Every team that comes to St. James's Park schools us with our manager unable to respond tactically. He's been found wanting. Now, truth be told, yes, Sunderland are our fierce rivals. And they did spend, was it 125 million? However, they are a newly promoted side. It's as simple as that. How is it possible that they've got players that can manipulate the ball and move the ball better in, for example, Xhaka and Siddiqui? It's embarrassing. And we've talked about this before, that essentially possession-based football beats athleticism every time. We know that we entered Super Saiyan mode for about 18 months in Eddie Howe's tenure. But truth be told, in terms of actual quality of football, don't think we've played it since 22-23. And I think the lack of having a world-class striker in Alexander Isak is now telling, because we were able to get away with moments of poor football last season and have a world-class finisher that will won us 3 points. So, it papers over the cracks a little bit. This time last year, we were celebrating a cup win. So the regression is ever so apparent. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to be like, I told you so mode, because it hurts. You look at the league table now, it takes me back to those school days where I was getting cussed. When we were under Kenny Dalglish or Ruud Gullit, and we were very much also Rans. At the start of this season, we had a massive chance for momentum. And what has happened and what has played out in this season, not just in this game, is unfortunately sentiment, emotion, feelings have outweighed logic. And the chickens, once again, have come home to roost. We've lost to our fiercest rivals who have done the double over us. And it hurts. It's really painful. I just think it's embarrassing to watch a game where you're seeing players that can pass round us like we're pegs on a training field. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get into it. But as an opener, am I happy? No, I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed.
It's absolutely ridiculous because time and time again, it's similar to the Barcelona game where we have a first half performance where you can be a bit positive about, and then we fold. But then it's not just the Barcelona game in this game. This is the story of our season. Like, we have a good 20, 35 minutes, whatever, maybe a good half, and then we die. Right? This one, the good 45 minutes that we had, let's be honest, we didn't play great football. It was that typical energy, enthusiasm. We all outran them, outfought them, whatever, and we got our break for our press. We score goals like that anyway. Well taken goal, don't get me wrong, which we'll get into. But I've said this time and time again on the show. What does Eddie Howe say to them at halftime? Because we come out time and time again and we invite pressure. They almost scored 30 seconds into that second half. The writing was on the wall. I'm sitting next to a guy with his son. He was like, "We're going to get beat here. We're going to get beat." So it was no surprise.
The first thing we did in that second half was kick the ball out. I was like, what are you doing?
This is what I'm saying.
In 5 seconds, we kicked the ball out of play. I was like, hello, like, what are you actually doing?
Pathetic. Yeah, like
what did your son think of the game, D-Man?
I'll get to him anyway, but he came up cussing. This is the worst game ever. We're so rubbish. He's 6. Yeah, he's 6. Yeah. Why has Eddie Howe done this? He kept saying, "Daddy, why is Walter Marder not playing a striker?" I didn't tell him. I didn't know what to tell him. He could see something's wrong. But yeah, Eddie Howe. Anyway, we'll get to Eddie Howe anyway. Yeah. But the game itself, you could see from that second half, the writing was on the wall. Like you said, they were outplaying. Every team that comes to St. James's Park play better football than us. Every team that comes plays better football than us. Sunderland, yeah, they've done a double over us. We haven't beat them in the league since what, 2011? Do you know how embarrassing that is? And you talked about the 125 million they spent. That's still half of what we spent. That's still half of what we spent. And can you mention Bobby? Listen, that was men against boys. Yeah, the way he was ragdolling our centre backs was embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. But when you play with a striker, that's what happens. You know what I mean? The striker that can do that's what happens. You know what I mean? He's playing Voldemort in the field and giving Visser pity minutes. We'll talk about Visser anyway. But what's going on? From the lineup to the style of play, everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. Yeah, this was meant to be our revenge mission. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. But let me get to some of these comments anyway. I think there's 79 of you in the building. We've got 26 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 35, 40 likes in the next 15, 20 minutes. Got a lot to get through. You want
to make Kendall smile? Come on, man.
Honestly, genuinely, right? I mean, we've seen some bad things in like even just after the takeover. Like obviously the losing the final to Man United, like some really crushing defeats. Even just Wednesday. Today, I genuinely feel like. I'm not even joking, you. I actually cried. We were in the stadium. You know, you just get so angry. I was like so angry when their goal went, and I just was like.
This was more embarrassing than midweek. For me, this is more embarrassing than midweek.
Totally. It was just like I was so angry and like frustrated, like just proper fuming at how it had just transpired that I just like. Just pure cry, like, you know, when kids cry and they just get so frustrated. That's just what I did. My dad was like just sitting there, just in pure silence.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Honestly, I felt so deflated today. Like for the first, normally I just pick myself up. Like the Madrid derby's on in the background, like Atletico winning, brilliant, fantastic, love that. I actually don't even care.
I can't even get happy that Arsenal lost today, the final, bro. I can't even get happy that.
I know.
It's shocking, man. Well, let me get some of these comments. So big up King Cam in the building. King Cam said, I cannot see how anybody can defend this rubbish. Yeah, it's true. Big up Fleet said, what was that Tyndall playing that couldn't see what happened from the Gallagher? What did he do? What did Tyndall do? I don't know. You have to educate me on that.
I don't know. He was getting spoken to in the first half, but I'm not sure what happened or anything. Okay. I don't know, but his daughter's another thing as well. If anyone's seen what his daughter's about,
yeah, we'll get because that. Anyway, we'll talk about that as well. That happened off the. What I will say, there was some violence outside, wasn't there? There was a fight outside.
Yeah. I hope the fans are okay because apparently one of them was getting CPR and got took away in an ambulance. So fingers crossed that.
And to be fair, there was a fight kicked off just behind where we were sitting because there was a Sunderland fan in there.
So I saw that as well.
He got weighed in, but my son was a bit shaken up about it, man. He was a bit upset about that, but it wasn't good, man. It wasn't good to see, but yeah. But Kenny said putting your main strike on for the last 5 minutes is diabolical. Yeah, listen, this has got a little apologize to do because right about now it's not looking good for him. We'll talk about that anyway. But yeah, smash the likes, people. We're up to 34. Let's get to 40, man. Let's get to 40 in the next 5 minutes. Don't forget, you can send your super chats in as well if you have something to say. Support this channel, be much appreciated. Adnan said Ashley was the only winner from the club sale. Interesting.
Hey.
Yeah. What was this? The lap of honor. Emily said, "Don't he?" So I heard it was getting booed. Listen, I left on 90 minutes.
I was there. I was shouting. I was boo.
Kendall was part of the booing party.
That was me. I was booing. I literally don't care. I swear down. I was actually mortified. And genuinely, people stood in the Gallagher and clapped them. I thought, what are you doing? Like, honestly, I will never tell anybody how to support this club. You can support your club in your own way, and that's the beauty of it. But I mean, what genuinely was that a clap today? I don't.
Yeah, you can't.
That's
what
I'm struggling to understand. Yeah, totally.
Because there wasn't a single player that played well. There was not a single player that played well. Even Lewis Hall didn't play well. It was that bad today.
Minnow mentality, man.
William said the difference between now and the takeover, we are just older and slower. The speed we do have is void of technical ability, and this is it. We know we've got no technical ability in the club, but we sign the same profile player, yeah, and we act surprised when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean? So, big up, Mike. Hope you're good. He said, "Big up, Nighties, but I've had enough." Yeah, you and me both, mate. You're not alone. It's a
cult. It's a cult.
Are people,
right now.
Hold on. Are people still defending this?
There's still people defending him, bro.
There is, sadly, yeah.
I don't know what Kool-Aid they've been drinking.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Well,
I've been called all sorts today on socials for saying that I'm
not surprised. I'm not surprised. But you know, you can't convince some people. Some people, he can do no wrong. You know what I mean? He can do no wrong because of what he's achieved and whatnot. And we'll talk about that anyway. But yeah, change your crisis. Listen, you did. We did. I can't even lie. We did. We set up to defend in that second half like we always do, and invite pressure on, and we act surprised when they get opportunities. A lot of people having goals at Rams. We'll talk about the goals anyway, but with the lineup itself,
Southgate look a top coach.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
It is.
Please.
It is.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of negativity because next thing you know, he'll be our next manager.
Oh my days.
We don't need that. Abba said same shit against such teams, force an error out of them via gung-ho press in the first 30 minutes. Then we sit back, they equalize, we open up space at the back, they score, defeat, rinse and repeat. Spot on. But let's talk about the lineup, Jefferson. What were your thoughts on the lineup? Because we know I said a lot of people knew Dan Burn was going to come in. Like Kendall said, there's no surprise there. You know what it means to him, the local lad. Like if anyone understands the importance of this game, would be him. And to be fair, I don't think he played too badly. Yeah, Ramsdale started in goal, although there was rumours that Pope would get the call. He'd gone with Trippier instead of Tino. Obviously, Tonali injured. You know the midfield he picked, and obviously the Gordon experiment with the Langer and Wright. What were your thoughts on the lineup?
I mean, for starters, I was pretty vexed to see. Listen, I know Kendall will kind of be of the view that Burn is a hometown lad, so you know it's a unique feeling that you want a local lad to play in a game like this. But the player Dan Burn is severely out of form, and Burn and Trippier were responsible for 5, not 2, not 3, 5 of the 7 goals that we conceded. So what on earth was the manager thinking in playing them? You know, the thing is, God has a way of showing people stuff, right? The Chelsea game was the litmus test in terms of that back 5, including the goalkeeper, being a solid. I mean, we've got enemy lines in here right now, ain't we?
We've been infiltrated.
It's crazy. That defense was solid. So there's the blueprint. Now I know I've said to Eddie to rotate and make changes, but when you've stumbled onto something that's as solid as that, he should have been resolute in sticking with that in terms of the next couple of games. I'm sorry to say it, we don't want to see Dad's Army. You know, I don't know if you saw Talby against Trippier today. It looked like Trippier was running in treacle. So this is the kind of stuff we don't want to see. So you're almost semi-conceding the game when you're starting Dan Burn and Trippier. Elanga, despite improved performances, I've said this before, he's better away from home. If there's more space in front of him to run into, if we sit deep and play counter-attack, you'll get the best out of him. And what should be happening is Voltemada, at the very least, should have been playing up top. And then you start with Murphy, who can at least at the very minimum whip some balls into the box. Incidentally, we brought him on and took Voltemada off. So how does that make sense? So this is what I'm saying. Both of them, in my opinion, should have been starting. Barnes has been off it. Hold tight, Ramsey. I think Ramsey is really starting to settle in. He's probably the only player that comes out of any sort of credit from the game, in my opinion. I was really encouraged by seeing what I was seeing in terms of being brave, receiving the ball, starting attacks, coming back to collect, trying to make things happen from deep. Some nice touches. If we had another 10 Ramseys, who knows what the game could have been like. So in terms of that starting lineup, it's very frustrating when you've got a focal point that is Anthony Gordon, where, yes, he's going to give you pace in behind. But if you notice in the second half, we're continuously under pressure, right? The idea of the centre forward is to have a defensive focus as well. And a part of that is holding on to the ball. Because if we're relentlessly receiving pressure going backwards, well, we're going to wilter eventually. And that's what happens. So there's something for Eddie to think about there, to kind of be brave in terms of starting one of Asula, Vissa, or Voltemada. We're missing that focal point that I'm afraid it's becoming Gordon FC now, not even Eddie Howe FC. Something to watch out for. But this is it.
Just out of curiosity, Jefferson, what's our email address? I see Punt Mag asking for the email address. Was it 90smags99? Is it at gmail.com? We'll get that for you, Punt Mag.
Punt Mags, if you want, hit us up on X. Just DM us, and we'll get back to you.
Kendall, what were your issues with the lineup? Because you mentioned you said you thought we got it wrong. So what were your issues with the lineup?
I don't think Trippier should have started. I think it should have been Tino for me, especially if he wanted to play attacking intense football from the off, which we should have done. I feel like Tino should have started. Nothing against Trippier. Trippier's been one of my favourite signings that we've ever made, but I think this season he's really, really struggled in terms of the way that football's played now. I think he struggled quite a lot against some of the wingers. He's had some good games, don't get me wrong, it's not been all doom and gloom, but the Burn thing, like I said, I understand from Eddie's point of view why he thought that might have been a good idea. He's not had a good season by his standards either. The midfield, obviously, it kind of had to pick itself today because Tonali wasn't back, Bruno's injured, Miley's injured. So it was either going to be Ramsey, Jolin and Willock, or Ramsey, Jolin and Voltemada. And obviously Eddie is very, very desperate to make Voltemada a midfielder, so Voltemada was in there. To be fair to Voltemada, I really don't think he was even the main problem or even close to being the main problem today. And if I'm honest, I actually was very surprised that he was brought off, because at that point, the midfield actually pretty much crumbled at that point. So, yeah, there was a couple of things. The front three... I mean, what do you even say at this point? I don't think Wissa deserves to start regardless. Obviously, there is a Sula as well, but he's not going to play the full 90 no matter what. So, yeah, there was just a couple of things. And then I think even leading on to that, some of the subs were just a bit strange. Like I said, it's just, I just feel, the team didn't exactly fill me with confidence and hope when I saw it before the game, which was the problem. It didn't exactly fill me with inspiration, or I wasn't like, oh yes, that's a great team, and that, I think that's probably part of the problem. So yeah.
Well, there's a comment from the Bevis here. Said the importance of pace in the Premier League has been known for around 3 decades, but Howe picked back for that's made of lead, and that's true. That's very true, and yeah, you know what I mean. It's obviously Lewis Hall got the youth in it, but Burn, okay, I hear it, but Trippier, you're right, Kendall. That selection, I was surprised to see Trippier start the game. I thought that he'd go with Tino. I thought that would be a better option. Did anyone think this was the game for Pope to come in, or are you happy that Ramsdale continued?
Two of the same, to be honest.
Yeah, big up Steve in the building. Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
Big up, and nice to meet you, Kendall, as well. But don't get me started with the goalkeepers, because Pope at this point is worse than Ramsdale, and I don't rate Ramsdale at all. By the way, I think Ramsdale's at fault for both goals today as well, because on the cross, it's a pathetic punch out. Absolutely pathetic punch out. He is not under immense duress.
Hindsight, we'll talk about the goal itself, but you're happy that Ramsdale started instead of Pope, right?
No.
You would have started Pope?
Goalkeeper, anyone but them two.
No. But I'm saying of the two to start this game, who would you prefer? Obviously, we know we need a keeper in this already.
Neither of them do anything for me in terms of.
But the selection of goalkeepers that we have at this present time, who would you prefer to start this game?
It doesn't matter. We'll go with
the one that's out on loan.
We'll
Lachadimos in Sevilla is having absolutely cracking season, by the way.
Oh my God, what have we done?
Yes.
He's your favourite anything, man, Ruddy.
Ruddy?
He's the bodyguard, isn't it?
He's the bouncer, bruv.
You ain't getting in. That's what you ain't getting in, mate.
No, both of them are.
They're not very good. Let's be honest. They're not very good. We need an upgrade in the summer. Two upgrades, should we say?
They're awful.
But to the game itself, by the way, we've got 42 likes and 104 people in the building. So come on, man. We must get up to 50. Must get up to 50 likes. You ain't slap the like button. Please, it takes a second and we'll get back to it. But slap the like button, man. It helps us. It helps us significantly. But to the game itself now. We started brightly. The first chance fell to Elanga. I think it was a cross from Lewis Hall, and Elanga's headed the ball just over. Jefferson, should he have done better or unlucky with that one? Can you remember it?
I can't remember.
Can anyone remember?
It
was like a dive and header, like he ran under the ball and it went over.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Kendall? Unlucky or should he have hit the target?
No, I think it's what we needed at that point in the game. I think obviously you want him to do better, you want him to score that, obviously. But we just needed someone to just take a chance at that point, and he did that. So that I couldn't really complain about it. It's just it's whether or not I went in. It's 50-50, isn't it? Just one of those.
Yeah.
One of those things, unfortunately. Yeah.
But obviously, we take the lead. Typical Newcastle goal, which was mentioned in the chat earlier. We forced it. I think we forced an error. I mean, what Sunderland were playing at, trying to play at the back like that.
Right.
Voltamada, fair play to him, gets a nick on it for the assist to Gordon. Gordon drops his shoulder on the defender and puts it bottom corner. Well taken goal. Jefferson, thoughts on the goal? Open play goal from Gordon. Open play goal. Yeah?
Yippee! Yay! I think, look, we do what's said on the team when it comes to our team. You know, even commentary was saying it in terms of how tigerish we can be when it comes to our pressing. Don't get me wrong, I think we've been below our standards this season, but we force them into a mistake there. And we're really quick in possession in terms of how we're going to threaten them. And hold tight, Voltamada, because that is an assist. Like we said, get him closer to the goal. Something might happen. It's a good pass and touch and finish by Gordon. This is the kind of instinctiveness we want to see from an attacker in the box. So you could argue it justifies the selection in that position. But yeah, obviously at the time I was kind of delighted to go 1-0 in front. And actually I thought it would be a precursor of what was to come. I did notice since that the team then did target that kind of situation. If you notice, I think it was the second half, we done a deliberate kickoff, sort of PSG style, but deliberately kicked it out in the hope we can kind of make it happen again. But all in all, good take from Gordon.
Yeah. Kendall, what are your thoughts on the goal? Seeing it live.
I thought he finished it well. I thought it was great. Obviously, when Gordon wants to do that, he can do it. It's just sadly this season in the Premier League, especially, he hasn't bothered to do that very much. So yeah, it was a great finish. Like I said, Voltamada did very, very well. Like I said earlier, I really don't think he was the problem today. I don't even think he was even close to being the problem today. So he did well. So yeah, not much. I feel like I want to be like, yeah, it's a great goal.
You're trying to get the positive.
I'm like, I don't even have I can't even muster the energy to be like.
It's soul destroyed, isn't it? It is soul destroyed. But one positive note, we've got a new watcher, Mark Sutton. Big up, Mark. He said, first time catching the show. Mark. Happy to be here and a trauma dump with my fellow mag. More than welcome, Mark. More than welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you smash the like button as well. But you're welcome, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, Steve, after we scored that goal, did you think that we would go on to score another? Were you confident? How did you feel?
To be honest, like I mean, the whole first half, it was all us, really. I like the fact that we went for it, tried to get the second goal, right after, because that's something that's been a problem, under Eddie Howe. Score first and then sit back, absorb pressure, think we can actually defend, but don't play our best defenders, and then wonder why we drop points from winning position all the time. So, but no, I liked our response after the goal. For the most part, like tried, but first half, second half, completely different. But yeah, after the goal, I think they started to kind of press even more. They pressed even more, and then we had more opportunities on the counter, like with Alanga hitting the side netting, in the first half as well. So there was some good stuff that we did in the first half. There was, but. Ultimately, when we went into halftime, only 1-0 up when we played that well, and they were that poor, by the way. They couldn't get the only time that they posed any sort of threat, and he even improved in the second half, was Robbie with the hold-up play. He could do whatever he wanted. And I remember when I went to the Everton game not too long ago, I was watching Beto.
Let's not go there, please, because that I still not over that.
We cannot handle big target men. For as bulky and as physical and rough and tumble as our center backs look on the eye, when it's time to
hold on. Jefferson, let me ask Jefferson a question then, because Abba said we didn't even create that many clear-cut chances in the first half. We were just all up in their faces, so gave people illusion that we played well. Now, what did you think about the fact? Would you agree that it wasn't the typical, put it out wide, spam cross in the first half? we're trying to play through the middle. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Would you?
a little bit, yeah. Because if you look at the chant Steve talked about, that was fashioned by Voltemade receiving the ball in the midfield and then threading that through. There was a nice passage of play where Ilanga got played through and then he got cut. I think it was by Chris Rigg. Because at that point, I kind of sat off my seat there because I thought, ooh, that looks interesting. That we'll be able to kind of craft and create those kind of chances. But Sunderland, with their gamesmanship, they knew what they were doing in terms of trying to kill that that momentum, unfortunately. There are some slight promising things, but it's all about consistency, isn't it? This style of football, we need to see it more.
Yeah. Was it that first half that Botman hit the post? The header?
Yes, it was towards the end of the first half.
Yeah.
And there was a great save from Ramsdale as well, from Talby.
Yes, when he cut inside and bend it. Yeah, we had a couple of opportunities like that in the second half from a certain Anthony Gordon, and he skied both of them, but that's another story. But yeah, obviously we go 1-0 up in the first half. Kendall, what do you think? What do you think Eddie Howe said? Do you think it's a deliberate play from Eddie Howe to tell them to sit back and absorb pressure, or what do you think he says to them in the second half, in half during the break?
We do it that often that I'm really struggling to go against the notion that it has to be something from the manager and the coaches, because we do it so often. It can't just physically be a whole team have decided to go against whatever the manager said and sit back. If Eddie Howe's sitting and telling them it's at half time, right, we've got to go for it, lads, and then they're just sitting back. I'm struggling because we do it literally every game, or every time practically we score a goal, we do this on 99% of occasions. I'm struggling to see how that doesn't come from the coaching, because the coaches are there, the manager's there to obviously as an umbrella across the whole team. So I'm really struggling to kind of fathom how that couldn't be from the coaches, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
There's only one real answer to
I just don't know how that isn't coming from them, because like I say, I can't just imagine the players going off and deciding that themselves as a unit. It just wouldn't happen. Do you think and I don't know why he's doing that.
Do you think it's a case of, I don't know, maybe I'm speculating, but do you think it's a case of him saying, listen, we've gone gung-ho in the first half, let's preserve some energy for the next 15 minutes of the second half, don't concede, and then we can go hell for leather second half? Or is it something, because why else would he tell them to sit back and absorb pressure? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I think since the performance analysis has come in, I think it has been very much a case of we do sit back. We don't attack games like we used to, because we used to get a lot of injuries. However, we still get a lot of injuries now. It hasn't changed anything. It hasn't diminished the amount of injuries we've had. I mean, even Bruno, who never gets injured, by the way, in his career, has ended up with a long-term injury this season. And yes, that could be due to the schedule, as well as the way that we play, as well as a multitude of other things. It's not just specifically our intensity, but it hasn't changed anything for me. So I just don't really know why that is the case. And like someone fan said today, I've seen it on socials, that you cannot physically go out to win a game in 20 minutes. It's impossible. Yes, you can score an early goal like we did today, but for the rest of the game, we were then chasing our tails because we sat back and invited pressure, and that absolutely suited their needs down on the ground, especially with a physical target man up front like Robbie. So it went the complete opposite way today. There was no need for us to just drop energy first half. I know we've had a game midweek. I know it was in Spain. I know we've travelled, and I know we had a great win against Chelsea at the weekend away as well. But unfortunately, these players are athletes. That's what they're there to do. Other teams aren't struggling with the schedule, with the fixture schedule. At this point, it can't be an excuse because other teams aren't struggling with it. Aston Villa have just went and won today, and they played Thursday. So it's like
no excuses.
We can't use that as an excuse. I understand. Yes, it is taxed on the players, and I get that 100%. But when you're using it as an excuse as to why you cannot give it your all in a derby game specifically,
of all games,
that's where I'm having an issue, because it's that for me, it's not down to tiredness. It's down to a lack of effort and a lack of passion and desire to want to win that game, and that's where I'm struggling to kind of defend it at this point.
And Connor raised a good point here. He said, why isn't Howe screaming at the players if they are defying him? So you're right. It must be something that he's told them. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean.
And it's manager instruction. And you know what? I think I know when it started. because I remember the AC Milan last game of the Champions League group stage. I remember that's how we got eliminated because we went for it after, even though a draw would have been good enough to get Europa League. And I remember people being very critical of the fact that we made it a basketball game when all we needed was a draw to just get through to the even Europa League. And I've seen a discernible change since then about how we approach games when we take the lead late or early. And I think he's leaned more defensive. We see it with a lot of coaches. Tuchel doesn't play beautiful football like he did at Dortmund.
It's like a trauma, isn't it? It's like
Look, we've got a Sunderland fan. Hold on, we've got a Sunderland fan in there. He said, "Teams who sit back against us are kryptonite. You must be bad at it. Think you came at the blocks too fast and had no legs at the end."
We're open.
This is it. We're not good enough defensively as a unit to sit back in these games.
Exactly.
You have to keep the ball. You have to keep the ball, isn't it? And we don't have possession specialists. D-Man, how did you ignore the comment, by the way, where someone said you look like Jesus?
Oh no, sorry, man. I put it out there.
That's one of the sweetest, nicest comments. I mean, don't get your head too big, son. But that's one of the best comments I've ever seen.
Listen,
apart from someone calling me the GOAT, I mean that beats it.
Listen, I make miracles happen. What can I say? What can I say?
I love that. The amount of times that's one of your phrases as well. The second coming of Christ. Maybe that's you.
Listen, no, big up wherever you are, bro. I've never seen you before, but listen, you talk sense. You talk sense. No.
I mean, if Jesus was a Newcastle fan, I don't think we'd be where we are right now.
Big up, big gig to the building. How is that of his depth? Meeks might be coming on soon anyway. This is our new moniker, by the way. If you ain't seen it already, get to know it. Ambition over excuses. Yes, indeed. But listen, that first goal that we conceded, right? Stevie, you alluded to it, Ramsdale with the weak punch. Is he solely to blame for that? Or could I think Botman went off soon before that, didn't he? And then Chow comes on and we concede. I mean, we're not going to blame Malik Chow for that, but someone talk me through that goal because I don't understand how it's managed to go in. I don't understand. It's come from their set piece, right? Their corner? Was it their corner?
Yeah. So it all started because Ramsdale made a decent one-on-one save. And I think that when Chow literally gave it to the brother. He shot it and then Ramsdale saves it. I believe it was. It came off of that corner. So one defensive blunder causes the corner. Now, on the corner, again, the punch is absolutely pathetic from Ramsdale. He's not a good goalkeeper. Because he makes so many mistakes like this. I think he made an error on both goals tonight. He's part to blame on both goals tonight. So the punch out is terrible. And then nobody is actually there to block it. So he gets the shot off. There's a follow-up chance. And then it's a tap in. Everybody's ball watching on both of our goals. But both goals we conceded are essentially the same thing. Sunderland are literally in our box, about as close to goal as you can get. And the goalkeeper doesn't think, oh, I should go and claim this. I should go and claim that. Defenders don't think, get a block in, jump in. Like, even if I had to commit a foul, like, it's so easy for anyone to score off set pieces.
What is it? Like,
because we're so static. We stand still.
That's what I was going to say. So,
it's like the players confused.
Hold on. Even Ramsdale's punch. Do you not think that the defenders had enough opportunity to clear that ball after that?
Yeah.
I really struggle to understand how we can't A, defend set pieces, B, Duke score a lot from set pieces with the height in our squad. If you looked today, when we were defending their corner, right, we literally every single one of our players is head and shoulders above theirs, genuinely, and we still can't defend a set piece. I just don't. It blows my mind. And yeah, Ramsdale was on the first goal specifically. His second kind of save and he kind of just palmed it away and it just landed straight at their feet. They just literally flooded the box with their players. It was scrappy and it went in eventually. But we struggled with that because then we couldn't get it out, and it was just really, really frustrating to concede in that manner. Obviously in the first instance, and then we went and did it again.
What I don't get is we keep going zonal. Just go man to man.
Yeah.
And then because we've been caught out as well where our shortest players are marking tall players. Put them on the line. Your tall players mark their goal threats. Grab their shirts if you have to, right? And jump with them for the ball. then obviously your keeper is the backup in coming to claim the ball. The keeper shouldn't be the primary focus in actually trying to stop the ball coming into the box. So we've got that totally wrong there. We've gone zonal when we should be going man to man. Don't get me wrong, it worked in the way that we literally have 3 people on the line because one person is able to block it, but they can't get a full clearance away. I just think we're not learning. You know, it was the same against Barcelona as well. So whoever the set piece coach is, he's sort of done all right with the attacking sense, but defensively shambles. And as for Joe Linton, watch that again. Watch Joe Linton there. He's literally standing and watching like that.
That's the thing, static. But like Mark said, where defensive Howe's first season gone? Where the dark art shit Howe's gone from our midfielder defenders? We used to be horrible to play against. Now people enjoy coming to St. James's Park because they're not going to get a battle.
We're on the other side of that now. Like we get rattled when teams do it to us. But we used to be the masters at it, and we've been rattled several times this season. Where we've got beat. Everton did the exact same, pulling for a foul all the time, like dragging the referee into the game and having for him to make decisions. They were doing it to us, and we got rattled, and when we lost that game as well. So it's just like it's every single time we're on the opposing end of it now. We don't do anything like that. It's like that desire and that want to get it over the line just gone. I just don't know
identity.
Why.
Kendall, identity. I don't think the manager knows the identity of the team. The team don't know the damn identity. Because we used to do stuff, but now we don't anymore. But we do this, and it's like it's and this is what you get. This is you can't have a squad as good as ours with a manager that's won a trophy before and look like this if you have a clear identity, because you see consistent good habits. And we have too many bad habits. We have way too many bad habits. Conceding set piece goals, can't handle target man, concede late goals, drop points from winning position, all this stuff. Guys, this is this game was an encapsulation of the season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Encapsulation. Everything we do good, it showed a little bit, but everything we do bad and why we are where we are in the league and not in any cup anymore.
Have we won the same amount of games as Leeds, or more games? No, lost the same amount as Leeds. I think we've lost the same amount of games as Leeds.
We're 13. I think it was 12 last season.
That is madness. That is madness.
You look vexed as it is, yeah. Promise me you won't be mad if I give you some news.
Oh, about 3-2.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
What's this?
Red card, Real Madrid though.
No. Oh, what? Red card, Real Madrid are winning 3-2.
When we started the show, by the way, it was 1-0 after Real Madrid.
It's been a great game.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nah, Alexander said Ken was 100% correct there. There's no excuse for playing too many games, especially when our rivals can cope, in particular Villa. Yeah.
People are going to use the squad depth excuse, and I get that. And our squad isn't up. It hasn't got the depth to compete at the moment, and I know that. But like I say, Villa for me is a standout because they have competed pretty much nearly to the same level as us this season. Obviously, I know Champions League's a little bit of a higher level, but they've competed in pretty much most of the same amount of games.
Well, this is it. But let's be honest, we went into the season, apart from left back, with 2 players for every position.
Yeah, more depth than we've ever had.
Exactly. So
I think it's false depth though, because let's be honest, goalkeeper depth is not there at all. Because both of them are rubbish.
He's just against every goal game.
Right. So the goalkeeper depth is pseudo depth. It's false depth. Right back depth. Trippier.
Hold on a minute.
Trippier's not at his best.
Big up Brian. Brian said, "Shit week, so much wrong this season, and it's not just the manager. Still Eddie Indo." Brian, that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine. You can stay over there.
I just need to explain why. Yeah, I'm all ears. We're all ears. Like, why after what's been happening, we embarrassed ourselves in Europe. We've got further embarrassed by Sunday doing a double over us. Yeah, we're sitting in 12th in the league. We're out of all the cup competitions. We can't play good football. Why is it that you're still eddying? I'm not saying you're wrong. That's your opinion, but just explain to me why, please. I'm very curious.
I've backed a lot of it. Like, obviously, as I said, the last time I was on the show, I was very much like, look, I get why he's got credit in the bank. I obviously did at the time still think he had credit in the bank because of last season and what he's done for us in the Champions League, etc., etc. I absolutely get that, and I understand people not wanting to jump the gun. We've seen many teams do that this season, and it hasn't worked out for them. Like I think I said last time on the show, there was at at that current period, there wasn't anybody that I wanted to take over at that point in the season, because I didn't think there was anybody really available to do that at this point in the season. I'm just struggling to see now what you've seen across the season that makes you believe you can turn this around. Yes, I absolutely know that he turned the season around when we were nearly about to get relegated to a bottom of the league when he came. I get that, I understand that completely, and what he's done there. However, his decisions this season and some of the choices that he's made has actively set us back, and I'm just struggling to understand. Like I say, it is absolutely your opinion. I respect everybody's opinion, and I can happily be swayed. I'm totally. I like people giving me an opposition opinion. That's great. But I'm just struggling to see what he would do to turn this around at this point. That's what I'm struggling with, I think, and that's why I've very much gone like the other way now.
Well, Kendall, that's because Eddie Howe, as a manager and as a coach, he has plan A, kind of a plan B, but he's mostly about when plan A doesn't work, he just says do it better, right?
Yeah.
Run faster, run harder, win more duels, take more chances, blah, blah, blah. Not about doing something better and doing something different, two different things. Two different things. Eddie Howe is a
EFL background.
Well, hold on. Brian's come back. Credit to Brian, because he's come back and he said that no CEO, no director of football, 4 blank transfer windows. I hold PIF 80% responsible. Fair enough.
Andy Howe also got promoted to the director,
Brian,
who is Eddie Howe's nephew.
Yeah.
So,
and why did we have no director of football?
DF? Yeah,
exactly. Why did we have no DF from? Whose fault was that? Because we had two. We had two.
Man, remember we did the show on when Paul Mitchell was gone, and we said it was going to be detrimental to the club, and we were hit hard by the Colties. They were telling us, "You don't know nothing about football, blah blah blah." It should be hashtag Mitchell was right, because everything he said was right. The recruitment
Mitchell got hounded for saying that the transfer policy wasn't fit for purpose. He got absolutely bullied. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's never gonna make it at this club."
And look at proved nothing but right. What is it? The Georgian kids, they ain't had a chance. I know one of them had a long injury. Was it Salia? He's just come back. Pivas apparently is doing all right. Cordero, okay, I heard he's not setting the world alight, but you've got him, you got Sung Soo. Sung Soo did all right in preseason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but we're talking about someone that found Heung-min Son, Virgil van Dijk, Sadio Mane. Right, this is someone with credibility. Where I do blame the board is they should have just banged their heads together and say, you have this role, you have this role, find a way of working together.
To make it work, yeah.
Because putting all the eggs in the Eddie basket is what's brought us to this point today. And to that end, the board are responsible.
Well, listen what Podman said. He said, Mitchell came in from Red Bull, Spurs, Southampton, Monaco. He was an elite sporting director, but we backed effing Bournemouth manager. Yes.
The thing is, even aside from Paul Mitchell, even aside from that, we've had a scout at the club for an extremely long time called Steve Nixon. And he has uncovered the likes of Bruno. He physically went and signed and convinced Bruno to sign for Newcastle at the time himself, because he believed so strongly in Bruno. He has scouted several players over the years who have become, he wanted us to sign. We said no, went for other targets, and they've actively become extremely good footballers. Ryan, for example, at Bournemouth, who they've just signed, we scouted him for 3 years. Vasco da Gama said, guys, we just want to let you know, because he had a decent relationship with Steve Nixon. He's got a very, very good network in South America specifically. Said, we just want to let you know that there's Premier League clubs bidding for Ryan at the moment. We know you've actively scouted him. We would really like him to come to Newcastle because we think that he's good. He would develop at Newcastle. A really good relationship with Steve Nixon. They said, we just want to let you know there's bids coming in. Would you like to bid? We said, oh, thanks.
Typical us, isn't it?
Murphy.
But thank you. We don't need that.
We've got a super chat in. So big up Crypto Rambo. Big up for the super chat. Much appreciated.
Big up,
much
mate.
appreciated. Crypto Rambo said, you guys are missing the effing point. Half of our starting 11 do not want to be here anymore. That's why there is no desire. They want out. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
They might want to stay.
Hold on. Because there's been speculation this week for a certain Bruno G we'll talk about. Yeah. Tonali we're going to talk about, because there is, we know about Tino. So there may be a point there.
Get rid of the manager.
This is like an opposition polls, bro. Something's not right.
You think all Brentford? Why? So Brentford are above us in the league. Do you think all them Brentford players want to stay there the rest of their career? That they'd rather be somewhere
but this
else?
is about us. This is about us and Newcastle. Do they want to play for Eddie Howe? Do they want to play for Eddie Howe?
No.
Brentford players.
The thing about Tonali, right? Tonali, I don't think anybody can say he's not committed and gives 100% in the game because he does. He's a machine. He runs all around. So I don't think anyone can ever say that. I don't think anyone can ever say Bruno doesn't want to be here. I don't think anyone can say Joe Linton doesn't want to be here, etc., etc. The Tino thing I kind of get, but also if I was looking at that game today and I got dropped for Trippier, who's really struggling, need a rest. We literally kept a clean sheet against Chelsea with him in. I'm struggling to see why, if I was him, why I wasn't playing. He's obviously had interest. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. And that's maybe why he's not playing. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But I get that, but I don't know if it's because they don't want to be at the club. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's not because they're not playing for the manager. But I think the players that have actively been linked with moves away, I think probably the majority of them you wouldn't really be able to say out of everybody that they were the ones who didn't give 100%, because I do think they are. So Tonali's been the main one, and like I've obviously, as everyone knows, I go to the games and I've actively watched him every single game, and he's never shied away from a game. He takes it by the scruff of the neck like Bruno. So I don't think anyone could say he's not committed. Like I say, the only one I would maybe question sometimes Gordon at times, but then he shows up in the Champions League, and then he does that today, what he could do. But Tino probably is the only one.
Yeah.
That
by the way, there's
might want to leave.
There's a comment in there that says, why are people saying we lost both derby games? Didn't both of us score in the first game? Listen, I'm not even going to put that on screen because
man.
Your title, your title is mad. But anyway, listen, we ain't even finished the game, by the way. We ain't even finished the game. So my question to everybody on the panel, right? The disallowed goal, does anybody have a problem with that, or was it rightfully disallowed?
I haven't seen it back, so I've only seen it in the stadium, so I haven't actually seen it.
He's
back,
obstructing.
So
he is obstructing the goalkeeper.
Murphy's obstructing the goalkeeper. Yeah. So it's probably a fair decision, to be fair. All right.
It would have been very Brucey, by the way, if we got that one and nicked it.
Oh yeah,
very Brucey.
Yeah. But listen, there's 115 people in there. We're on 58 likes, 59. Let's get to 70 likes. Can we get to 70 likes? Yeah, within the next 15 minutes, because we ain't even talking about Eddie Howe, and we're going to start talking about Eddie Howe properly. But 70 likes and then the Eddie Howe conversation will start, I promise you. Yeah?
I'm just pissed, D-man. I'm pissed for Kendall, because last time Kendall came, we were like, yo, where is everyone? It was like a really quiet show. I was like, I promise you, it's not always like this. And then when it's doom and gloom, everybody comes.
Hold on. Kendall, what game did you come on for?
Tottenham, wasn't it? Tottenham at home?
I can't remember.
Oh, we didn't lose then. I can't be talking at home.
I don't think we lost.
Yeah, we definitely didn't lose, did it? It's a coincidence that everyone did it when we lose. But anyway, it is what it is.
Wait, Adrian.
Listen. Hold on. Let me get the Adrian super chat. Big up Adrian. He says, much appreciated for the super chat, Adrian. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it, mate.
He said, I'm worried that if our form doesn't improve, I can't read this. James Garner want me.
Don't worry, my extra £4 a month that we've gone this season ticket, I have no doubt is going on Lewis Cook in the summer, so don't worry.
Hey, stop bringing out these names. Stop throwing out these names,
Garner.
Because we are tempting fate. We are tempting fate here. Yeah, what he said. I'm worried that if our form doesn't improve, James Garner won't be tempted to join any mega project. Listen, we got Crypto Rambo again. He's upset. He said, I get your points, but why would they want to stay? Listen, on that, I agree, because you know what? Big up for the super chat, but another one, big up. But we mentioned Tonali. I take it back to the interview that he did just before the season ended last season. And all he talked about was Champions League, how imperative it was that we qualified for the Champions League. And I said as well, when Isak left, I said, even before Isak left, I said, he has the same mentality. Yeah. He wants to play at the top, fighting for titles. He's not going to hang around. The only reason why he's going to hang around for however much time longer, because he feels he owes it to the fans, because we stuck by him through that ban that he had. Yeah. But when that loyalty is done, listen, ambition over loyalty every day. Yeah, ambition over loyalty. Listen, the super chats are coming in because we've got. Oh my god, what we started here. Listen, now.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Listen.
Calvert-Lewin revision.
I did not want PCL, but bloody hell, I think you would have done more than Wisser.
Listen, big up for the super chat now, buddy. Big up, much appreciated. But
big up, mate.
Listen, we were all cussing it. Listen, if you tuned to 90 Mag, when Calvert-Lewin's name got brought up, we had a meltdown.
I said I was done. I said if we signed out, I said I was done. I'm not even watching the season.
Exactly.
That's what I actually said.
Exactly. Yeah. But
England called up just recently.
Oh my god! Right about now, listen. But then now we'll be linked to the lap. Yeah. So is it Calvert-Lewin or the lap? Because right about now, listen,
we're going to be a mid-table club under this guy if he remains. I'm telling you.
But listen, we got another super chat. Who's this one? Big up.
Alex Turkish Toon. So it's Turkish lira.
Big up.
Love it.
Alex.
Love it.
Must appreciate.
I love Turkey.
But he said, if footy yesterday means nothing, we've got all the reasons to criticize the gaffer since he lost both derbies, bad in game management and more. Listen, his in game management is shocking, but big up Alex for the super chat. Much
the rap sheet, the D-man, the rap sheet's getting long.
It is.
That he's not paid for his crimes. Yeah, look at the fact we talk about Anderson and Minte.
Right, Anderson balled out by the way today.
But we kept faith with Gordon and Longstaff. Longstaff's no longer here.
Right.
And we're stat padding with Gordon with penalties.
Listen,
I know which two I would have rather kept.
Anderson, England balled out today. He's having a hell of a season. Minte would have solved all our problems on that right.
Could you imagine Bruno playing him through?
Come on.
Mint is good, but he's so frustrating sometimes, man, because his decision making.
Yeah, but is it as frustrating as Elanga?
Yeah, I'd argue, yeah.
Huh?
I would argue, yeah.
No, come on, man. What are we doing?
Wow.
I like Minta, and especially the price you Brighton ain't gonna give a. If we want to buy Minta,
hold on. Sorry, you got another super chat. What's this? No, pick up the super chat. He said, Port Mel.
You should have put a little English flag next to it as well.
Listen,
it's all right. We'll just say, no, don't worry, we don't want him. We'll just sign him in January. We said for 115 million because that's what we normally do.
And then put him in midfield.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you don't laugh, you'll cry, innit?
Sorry, it was the Elanga comment that killed me about the clap.
Listen,
I would run if we signed Elanga too, bro. It was a terrible signing when we made it, and it's a terrible signing now.
Listen,
yes, Queenie. Everyone's turning to the dark side now. Everyone.
I'll say it again. We haven't even finished the game yet. We haven't finished the game. Right, we're at 63 likes. Like I said, get to 70, and the Eddie House talk will start, bro. But listen, we got to talk about the winner, Sunderland's winner.
Do we have to? Kendall's on the edge here. Look, the tears are coming out and everything.
All the true tears out that Langer comment. It was just the way it was written.
Some of these comments, man.
Yes.
But listen, the winner, the winner. Oh my God.
I feel so sorry for him. Honestly, I do.
Listen,
I feel sorry.
I like it.
I wouldn't care. I actually genuinely thought that he'd been improving the last few weeks, but today was a little bit.
But you know what?
I was like,
I can't even brush Elanga because listen. Oh my! I can't even brush Elanga, right?
Get Rory on the. It's working for Arsenal. The long throw in to get Rory can come in for me. No bother. Tony Cruz is meant to be there today. Did he fancy getting his boots on and all?
Listen, pick up, guys.
Yeah, at least Liam had a bloody long throw, didn't he?
No, Rory had the long throw.
Rory, sorry.
Liam
Liam
the one who's going to come to us in the summer.
Liam God's going to be the one that we're basically hiring as just a white Osula.
Remember?
That's all he is. That's all the lap is.
He rejected us, you know? He rejected us.
Yeah. And Osula is just a Danish Richarlison. You see the kind of players we live with when we have this fucking manager here.
Listen, did you see? Speaking of Asula, right? Did you see when he came on the pitch there
Oh.
and the ball's come to him and he's chested it like he's gonna try to? No one's near him, you know. He's panicking.
It literally just floated off into
like he's
the
holding up
distance.
against the defender. He's panicking, bro. Come on, what are we doing?
The ball just floated off into the distance as well. Didn't even do anything. I was just like,
And listen, as for Joe Willock, yeah. You see Joe Willock?
He dribbled it out of touch.
Joe Willock lost
Did
his
you
game,
see
by the
that,
way.
bro? The man ran it out of play when no one's near him, bro.
Things were bad. Things were bad in the second half before Joe Willock came on the pitch. And then he came on the pitch and it got about 2 or 3 times worse. Because then we completely surrendered the midfield.
Because he gave away the ball for the goal, didn't he?
Yes, and he's jogging, he's walking back.
Yeah.
Walking back. One of 6 players. One of 6. 6 players at fault that could have done something about the second goal. 6.
Yes. Someone
You'll probably see better football. You'll probably see better football at Gateshead. Yeah, and the way fans are reacting, we might as well be South Shields, Gateshead, or flipping Life.
Gateshead are on the verge of relegation, so I don't think it's much better. It's not much better there, so.
Is that Mike Williams? Is it Mike Williamson who's managing them, or Rob Elliott?
Rob Elliott.
Yeah.
Nice. One of them. Big up Yink to the build. How you doing?
Man, like Yinks. He looks ready to pop off, man. He looks ready to pop off.
This final goal. Let's talk about the final goal before we get to Eddie Howe. Let's talk about the final goal with it, right? Because
the final goal that 6 of our players did fuck all about.
Right.
I need to emphasize that 6 players could have done something about the goal with an easy block or just getting your body in the way of a fucking ball. None of them did nothing.
All right. Let's
crazy.
Right, Kendall, talk to me about football. You're in the stands, isn't it? I was in the stands as well. What were your thoughts about the goal we conceded, the winner?
I knew it was coming for like 20 minutes before that. I just knew every single time they got the ball, we just looked toothless in attack. And they just looked like they were going to do something every single time, just absolutely slicing us through. I just knew it. And it just had to be here as well, which is even worse. So I just don't even know what went on. I think Tino was at fault for it as well. It was very loose passes. I think every second ball they were winning every single time. And we just did nothing about it. We were jogging around, looked unasked. Like it was just, it was a very frustrating goal everywhere.
Steve, anything you want? Oh, you ready? You ready, Blade?
No, I already did my shit. Like I said, I count 6 players. I count 6 players that could have done something about it. Ramsdale could have easily just tried to get in the way of the Lefebvre pass. He didn't. Stood there, watched. Burn got twisted up. Again, could have dove in on a challenge. Yes, I know it's last minute. If you give away a penalty, same shit happens, but you're a defender. Defend. Make the attempt to defend. Tino's watching as Robbie shoots once, twice, goal. So he's at fault. Willock is jogging back. And if he puts in a bit of effort and actually runs, as a substitute should, as a substitute, you should have a lot of fucking energy when you come on the pitch, right? Because everybody else is gassed. Well, he wasn't. He decided to jog back. Lewis Hall as well, ball watching.
That's the one I wanted to talk about. Lewis Hall, bro. Because
Lewis Hall, ball watching on the Lefebvre delivery.
Yes.
For like 3 whole seconds. Time stood still when Lefebvre initially picked up the ball on the pass. That looked like it killed their attack, really, but it just kept it alive because he did a little turn, a touch or two, 3 whole seconds. That so many fucking players just ball watching.
No, him and what's his name? Burn mixed things up. They didn't communicate because they both went for the same player and to block the same ball. Yeah. And actually, he should have let Lewis Hall take command of that space because what happens is as the ball comes in, because Burn has abandoned his position to go left side, Robbie is free in the middle. Yeah. Burn is at fault for that goal, if you ask me, because he's the centre back. Yeah. Stick with the centre forward. So obviously, Tino is going to be a mismatch for Robbie. Although he is kind of ball watching. And as you watch, when Xhaka has the ball, no one pressures him. This is there. Ramsey's jogging around. Like, no one is pressing. Yeah. So Xhaka puts in an accurate ball to Siddiqui. And then Siddiqui has the freedom of anyone. Yeah. Literally, like, he's approaching our goal and no one is pressing him. So there's a lot of factors that lead to this goal. But for me, we've seen it many, many times last season and this season. There needs to be communication at the back of who covers what space. If you're the fullback unless you're calling for help, trust that he will get there. You stick to your
Right.
post. You're meant to be in the middle. So the guy that scored is your man, and you're not there.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it.
Okay. Well,
But
listen, it leaves us obviously 2-1 defeat. Like we said, they were booed in the lap of honor, rightfully so. Right, that's 13 league defeats out of 31 games. There's 7 games left. We're sitting in 12th, below Sunderland. So before we get into, I want to just go around the panel now, and it's simple yes or no. Jefferson, are we finishing above Sunderland this season? And those in the chat, by the way, you said yes. Kendall.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like minimal difference. I think we'll probably end up on similar points, to be honest.
Okay. Big Inks.
My mind's telling me no.
This ain't R. Kelly
Your
show,
body!
Come on, body.
Are you in your bedroom? Are you in your bedroom?
Yeah,
Bruv,
I'm in
he dressed like R. Kelly, bro. He dressed like R. Kelly.
What's
bro.
going on?
Listen, I've had a depressing day, so I need to feel comfortable as we talk about this particular situation. I want to say, yeah, because of the amount of investment that's been laid into the squad, but in terms of our playing style, and you know, we're finishing the top 10. We're finishing the top 10. The bottom 10. Sorry, I can't. Finishing the bottom 10.
Okay. So wait, Steve, are we finished above them?
Hell no.
Okay.
How no are we finishing above them? You seen their schedule and you seen ours? Mate, they got Tottenham next. Do we have a guaranteed 3 points a game where you feel real confident about us getting 3 points?
No. I've said it for time, bro.
Sunderland do. They're playing fucking Spurs next.
They're playing Spurs next, yeah?
They're gonna beat the shit out of Spurs.
Come on, man.
That's not even gonna be a contest. Then they play
Right,
Chelsea.
listen.
Chelsea
Let's-
are
Let's get
Chelsea are terrible.
Listen,
They're not
let's
finishing
get
above
to it,
them.
right?
No
There's 66 likes. We've got 66 likes, man. Let's get to 70 likes. Must get to 70, 75 likes now. Come on, lad. We're gonna go to Eddie Howe now. Yeah, because I don't know if anyone's seen his post-match comments. I ain't really well, first of all,
Was
we've
he
got another
laughing
super
again?
chat, by the way.
Was he laughing again, Eddie?
Hold on.
But he said,
Alex is
"Don't
coming
blame
again.
me."
Alex is coming again. He said, if we all say they wanted it more twice this year, it shows that we weren't prepared mentally nor physically.
Yes.
Sick of his press conference excuses.
Yes.
Big up for the shoe chat again, Alex. Much appreciated.
Big up, Alex, mate.
His press conference, yeah, he said something about Isaac, right? He said that since Isaac has gone, there's been issues and the money being invested. We'll go into that, I guess.
Right. So everyone here is of the belief that his race is run. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
Who, Eddie?
yeah,
mate.
Jefferson was there a year ago.
Credit to Jefferson.
I've seen enough from the manager after the 3-1 Chris Wood Benzema hat.
That was me.
That was my
turning point.
Because that was the start of the
Don't
real
get whacked at home by Forest to a relegation fodder at the time.
It was like Nuno's first
Nah,
or second
that was
game
like,
in charge, bro.
They get whacked by Luton, and then get whacked by who else after? And he kept
Luton, we lost to.
And then he kept Dan Burn like left back.
Whacked by Spurs away.
Well, of the panel, Kendall was the latest, the most recent. Was you Eddie out, yeah? Whether he goes there in the season and resigns, whatever, that's my whole thing. Like he just said, you know what, I've taken as far as he can. Can we go right now? Do we think realistically he is going to stay on next season? Jefferson.
I think there is an arrogance about him that he will stay. He will
want to stay
because this is the biggest job he's ever going to have in his career. That's the problem. He's going to latch on and not let go. That's the problem for me.
But it's not up to him, really. It's not his decision.
And I think the worst thing was because Thomas Tuchel signed an extension with England. Any England dreams for him are over as well. So I think he will latch on.
You think so?
Yeah, for at least the next 2 years. Yeah,
but
so
what happens if
he's got nowhere to go? Everyone that's like,
what if they go out in group stage though? Not saying they will.
Sorry.
Well,
just as
Gaz will get sacked if they went out.
The Gaz has come with a super chat again. Big up, Gaz. Big up, man. Not appreciated. He said, "No Edwards was even laughing at us." Mr. Bloody
oh no.
What's happening there,
Listen,
bro?
I'd love to wake up and look like Robbie. I don't know what he eats for breakfast, but he's like the Incredible Hulk or something, isn't he?
He's a fun size Lukaku.
Is it right that he's got a year left? Like Christopher said, he's got a year left. His contract runs out next summer. Is that right?
Who, Eddie?
Yeah. He signed a long-term contract, but I don't think it was stipulated when that ended. It was just a long-term contract. So I don't know.
From what I heard, it was a year and a half months back, because they were saying that if we had to pay Compo, it would have been 12.5 million, which PIF wouldn't want to do. Whereas with a year left, potentially a year left, 9 million is more swallowable, basically digestible.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know how solid that is. I don't know.
So Jefferson, do you think he will be here next season, or do you think he'll go?
Now we have a new CEO in place. So as much as the director of football has authority, if he's going to go, it has to come from the CEO. If he wants to be true to his word in terms of being ambitious, attempting to win the Premier League within 5 years, we know the evidence is there that it won't be under Eddie. So he has to live up to his word. Based on the players we're being linked with, I'm very afraid that he will be staying.
Yeah.
I'm quite scared, to be honest with you.
All right. So Kendall, obviously, you know that you're now leaving with United out, right? So just to reiterate, what is it that since you last came on the show, what is the main reason why you believe that it's time for him to go?
Obviously, last time I was on here, I said I wasn't Eddie out at the time, but I was Eddie doubt, because I think there was a lot of things that concerned me through the season in terms of his inability to change tactically in game, change system, substitutions that he was making were very predictable. The style of play that we were playing was very predictable, but I believed at that point a couple of months ago that he had credit in the bank still because of the cup win and where he dragged us to, the fact that we were still in Champions League football and the FA Cup at that point. We're no longer in either of those, and we got humiliatingly beat on Wednesday. I can accept a loss to Barcelona. I can accept that 1,000 times over. I can't accept the absolute embarrassment that was displayed on Wednesday evening. I cannot accept that. It was disgrace. It was an actual disgrace. And then to get beat twice by your fierce rivals who are newly promoted, unacceptable. It's something that for me, it's just unforgivable because it was just such a lack of effort today. It wasn't even like we got beat. Yes, we were the better team, and I will absolutely accept that all day long. They were the better team, but they weren't like world class, like unbelievable on the day. We were the masters of our own downfall. Again, substitutions odd. Voltamada being shoved into midfield when it's blatantly obvious he's not a midfielder. If the deepest role that he can play is a 10. He is absolutely no deeper than a 10. He's not an 8. He's nothing like that. He doesn't have the physical attributes to be that player for us. Tonali is our 10. He is technically extremely good. He wants to receive the ball. He's happy with pressure and being under pressure receiving the ball. That is not Voltamada. Yeah, he's got creativity. That's fine. But if you want to play him like that, play him as a 10. He's just not at the moment because we're sitting so deep. It's just like so frustrating. And today I just saw players that weren't up for the challenge. They weren't up for the task. Shoehorn and Dan Burn at any given occasion. Yes, Dan Burn's done fantastically for us. Absolutely. He's had the career of dreams since Eddie Howe signed him for Newcastle. However, this season, he has been nowhere near the levels that we needed for this season. He's been nowhere near it. He's been miles off it. And to shoehorn him in at any given opportunity, when, by the way, that back four that we want to see, which is Tino, Chow, Botman and Hall, played for the first time as a 4. They've only played as a 5 before. As a 4 against Chelsea, kept a clean sheet and won the game. And then it was gone. We weren't playing that anymore. I understand Chow might have needed a rest. But that back 4 today was just, I just didn't get it. It didn't fill me with any inspiration or hope. In fact, I actually worried before the game. So there's things for me, like I said earlier in the show, he's proven to me at this stage, he has an incapability to change to better the team and better the results. There's been occasions where it's kind of papered over the cracks this season. Obviously, the draw against Barcelona, I would say, that win against Chelsea. There's been kind of games where we've papered over those cracks a little bit and a little bit of a concern. But it's a lot of things that have added up to the point now where I don't think that he should be in the job, because then that shows that it's acceptable to lose to our rivals twice in the season. I think he should not be allowed to be shown that that's acceptable, because it's not. And I don't think that he should be getting away with it. My issue is that these owners have proved that they're not ruthless enough at this point in time. They're not making major decisions. The CEOs are getting, and the director of footballs are getting hounded up because Eddie's not getting along with them. Or that's what we're led to believe. They've shown me that they back him to the hilt, promoting his nephew, who has no experience at an elite level of football, to scout players, to head scout of a club, over Steve Nixon, by the way, like I've mentioned before, who's got a very good track record, promoting his nephew. That shows me that he's very much in control here. They're not willing to be ruthless enough to say to him at this point, you don't. I think that their ruthlessness probably leads to the end of the season, where they say, look, we kind of want a change, we need something different. There's just no way that he's going now. Absolutely not. And I understand that. And like I said, I was very much on the wavelength before, that I was happy with that. So at the end of the season, if they want to change, I will accept it. And what I did think was going to happen was, like someone mentioned earlier, I can't remember who it was, was that Tuchel and him were basically going to swap jobs. And that was genuinely what I thought was going to happen in the summer. That's not going to happen now.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
And so that's, sorry for the long-winded answer, but I'm very much in terms of, everything is piled up for me now. And I don't want any manager in this lifetime to ever think that, football's not the be all and all of life, but I don't want any manager, no matter what they've done for us in this lifetime, to think losing twice to your local rivals who have been newly promoted is acceptable. I don't want that to ever be accepted at this club, ever.
We played horrifically in both games as well. We played absolutely good. All right, fine. If you want to say first 45, we were decent, sure. But for 180 minutes against Sunderland, who looked like the recently promoted team and who looked like the team that was in Champions League?
Let me ask Jinx this question, because the Bevers has come to the media will back Howe too, because they don't want to see a more exciting manager here signing European and South American talent. They like us signing plain shite. Now, why is it, in your opinion, Jinx, that the media continue to back Howe and they won't call him out for the obvious, the stuff that Kendall just mentioned there? Why do you think it is that they won't do it? That's a Craig Hope and whatnot.
That's a good question. I remember Craig Hope was banned by Bruce from actually going to the media days. There are some journalists who are doing a phenomenal job in actually being neutral, i.e. the Geordie journals. Yes. Keith Downey's a pussy hole. He's up Eddie Howe's arse. Craig Hope. Let's be Craig Hope. Craig Hope is another
that
one.
Word earlier myself.
Let's be honest. Like, at the end of the day, they're mainstream media essentially. At the end of the day, I don't. And let's be honest. Eddie Howe was currently the best English manager that's British in the Premier League, or even in the world to a degree. He's doing that. I don't think there's any British manager that's doing as good as Eddie Howe, as good as a position as Eddie Howe. So I do think that that patriotic aspect pertaining to Eddie Howe leans into it to a degree. Also, sometimes, let's be honest, they may see themselves in Eddie Howe in terms of his nature, and Eddie Howe does come across as a decent human being. He's not someone that causes trouble, and he's very, very meek. However, don't get me wrong, man like Eddie Howe could be psychopathic as well. They just, they could be nice in the front end, but then they have bodies in the back. So we've got to be very wary in reference to it. So to answer your question, I personally believe it's just that a lot of them see themselves in Eddie Howe in terms of their nature and the way that they hold themselves. And you got to understand, there's also a classes aspect to it as well, because at the end of the day, Eddie Howe earns a lot of money, and he's not really a quote unquote working class man. So again, and a lot of the media that tend to follow him are not working class individuals themselves. So I think that may play into it as well, because there seems to be, I want to say a hierarchical aspect to how they talk to the fans, but they talk down to the fans. The only people that tends to talk to the fans and try to have a conversation are your Geordie Durnos, in my humble opinion, and your likes of like Team Review. They talk with the fans while Craig Hope, they talk at the fans. So I think that's possibly the reasons to why there's this communication issue between us and them, because it's a us and them perspective, and they see Eddie Howe as one of them.
Okay. Just before what Connor said, can you call out the racial incident from fans to the Mackem player, and it's unacceptable. So what? I saw Eddie Howe mention something. What happened there?
So apparently, I don't know if it was, I think it was Gertruda. Apologies if I'm saying his name wrong. Apparently, he was receiving racist abuse from somewhere on the ground. I'm not sure where it was. However, a Sunderland fan did say today that they would notice that actually Joel and Trippier and Voltamada also called out that fan specifically as well, which is good to see, because obviously when you kind of look, we've already seen it with Benfica and Real Madrid, that it's very tribalistic, and you want to like not believe that that's happened. So I'm glad that that's happened, but the Premier League have obviously put a statement out on it, and no matter what and no matter who you are, it's not.
That's kind of whoever they need.
I hate Sunderland because we can hate Sunderland all we want. It don't matter what race they are. It don't matter.
Ban them for life. Ban them for life.
I hope they never step foot. I hope they find out who it is, and I hope they never, ever step foot in St. James Park again. It's just not. It's just not going to run. Unfortunately, it's just not.
Yeah. Steve, go. Jeff,
I was going to say, I wanted to make a point. There was something that Kendall mentioned that made me think of something. Steve, when I was on your show earlier today, I mentioned this. You see the people that want Eddie in still. What they don't realize is it's not Eddie in for 1 year. It's effectively 2 years. Because what the pattern has shown is he's a decent manager when we're not in Europe. So the cycle will continue. We'll probably perform better, qualify for some kind of European competition. Everyone will be like, yeah, see, told you Eddie fixed the problems, blah, blah, blah. We get back into Europe again, and he's shown time and time again he can't handle more than 1 or 2 games a week. He's terrible with squad management, and then the cycle starts again. So we've then wasted another 2 years that we could have forward momentum. So he's had his chance. You know, the one where we ended up finishing 7th and then we didn't qualify for Europe? He had another cycle of 2 years. It's been and done. Time for him to go.
He's like an Antonio Conte who don't win you league titles, because all the things that is wrong with Conte and that you criticize Conte for, like, he'll win you a league title if you don't have Europe. He did it with Chelsea and he did it with Napoli, won with Juve, but the guy can't handle 3 games a week. He's terrible in Europe. His player injury and fatigue issues all the freaking time, but Conte wins league titles. Conte wins league titles.
So Steve, to play devil's advocate,
and it's like if Eddie Howe was that, then it's like
Steve, question for you, Is there anything? Because we talk about the way the media protect Eddie Howe, right? But what you from the likes of Talk Sport and whatnot, you'll hear the talk of the fact that he hasn't been financially backed properly. Like he got hung up to dry with the ESAC situation, right? Because the way ESAC situation was handled, they say that the injury to the likes of Bruno been out, Tonali had to spell out, the whoever else out, whatever it is, right? What is there anything that they can hang their hat on, to say as a reason why? Because some people are saying, listen, he's not faultless in this, but he's had to deal with a lot from the summer transfer window that we've had, and players that we've got in, because obviously we've been rejected by this, that, and the third, whatever, and that's not his fault, So we've had to make the best of a bad situation with the likes of Voltamada, Vista, and whatnot. And the fact that, given the fact that they had no direct sporting director in that summer coming, yes, he's under pressure, but it's his job that he should be given the opportunity to fix it, given what he's achieved to date at this time. They'll talk about the cup final win, 2 Champions League qualifications in 4 years, saving us from relegation. Do you think there should be some credit in the bank to allow him next season to try and get it right?
No, because again, it's just caught in the cycle. Like, I'm not convinced that we get Champions League next year just because we don't have Europe next year. And the fact that we're probably most definitely not going to qualify for Europe next season is a problem, because this is the PIF issue, or not PIF, FFP issue with getting revenue and all this stuff. We can't go one season in Europe, next season out, one season out. It's like we're stuck in the same cycle with the guy. So
well, we're not gonna.
wasn't enough. And I don't feel sorry for him in terms of what he's had to deal with. Nobody forced him to stay. If he did not like the setup and the way we as a club handled the departure of Isak and who we got with recruitment and stuff, he was able to hire his nephew.
That's because it is his setup. That's because
it is his setup. He's had the control of it, right?
They gave him what he wanted. Like, the only thing that I'll say is, okay, you wanted players like Sesko and Trafford that went to other bigger, João Pedro and all this stuff. Fine. It sucks that they went out there. That's poor planning on you, man, and your nephew.
Well, hold on. On that, Steve, on that then, if hypothetically now, if we got Trafford, if you got Sesko, if you got Embremo, do you think, that we would be challenging for Champions League football now?
No.
You don't think it make a difference?
No.
Shall I tell you what the fundamental problem of Eddie Howe is? For me, is that he has a philosophy that he goes by and he doesn't change it. And favoritism is in depth, or it's incorporated within what he does as a manager. He has his like, end of the day, like, I thought Eddie Howe likes to work in an environment where he's the underdog. But the problem is that he develops relationships with people and he doesn't know how to break those relationships. Because why is Trippier starting? Why is Dan Burn starting? Look at the difficulties pertaining to even getting a goalkeeper in. So if we got Sesko, we've got Embremo, you got even Pedro, do you think Eddie Howe would be able to trust him? Or would they be able to actually start? Or because he's going to, again, and I do believe that we're seeing it, the favoritism or the bad effects of the favoritism has started to impact the squad, because we're seeing in the confidence of a lot of the players. You make a good point.
I think what you're saying is that they'd have to earn his trust, but they wouldn't give the opportunity to earn his trust because he favors the others too much.
Regardless, that's why.
The only time that Eddie Howe, I think, in his career ever put his foot down with the player was Ryan Fraser. Really?
But he pissed him off.
And a little bit.
So he must have done something
last season. A little bit.
So
he kind of dropped him for Barnes, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let me ask this question, because Christopher said if Bruno goes to Man U, will Howe survive that one? Because Fabrizio Romano must have got that from somewhere. Now, Kendall, how much do you think is in this story, and do you think Bruno will be our player next season?
It's hard because obviously I'm very skeptical of like media-led things like Fabrizio Romano, because he has got things wrong. Obviously, I feel like people do tell him things, like obviously agents and stuff like that. And obviously the mainstream media are going to be absolutely jumping on this story every chance they get, because that's how it is with us. Tonali's already been linked with Tino. Yeah, Lewis Hall, Bruno. That information coming out from Fabrizio on Derby Day is not lost on me, by the way, that specific timing of that situation. I don't know how true it is, because I'm not naive to think players are loyal. They're not fans of the club like we are. I get that. We've seen that with Isak alone just in the last year. We've seen that. Bruno, however, on the other hand, I genuinely would have, out of every single player in that squad, bar probably Joe Linton, would have trusted Bruno more than anybody not to do that. So then I'm obviously kind of verge on the side of Bruno, but there's got to be, if Bruno leaves or is wanting to leave, there is obviously something glaringly wrong behind the scenes of recent, because he's never ever expressed interest in leaving. He was heavily linked to Man City last summer, and he point blank came out and said that is not true. It's not happening. He said that himself. He's been linked to Arsenal, because obviously he was linked to Arsenal before we got him. He's been linked to Real Madrid 100 times. It does all these things, and he's categorically said no. This time, he said today, look, I've got mumps. Fine. I really hope it gets better soon. Unfortunately, there's been absolutely no word from any camp that this interest is not true. And normally there is. So for me, if there is a case where he is wanting to move, to Man United of all teams, Bruno could play pretty much in any team in the world at this point that he wants to play in. That is my belief. I cannot see him being virtually brain dead enough to believe that Man United is a good destination to go to at this point, unless it is money related. I do get that they'll be playing Champions League football next season, absolutely get that. But as a club, they are unstable. They have proved it several times in the last 15 years. They are an unstable, toxic club. I cannot see Bruno being daft enough to go there unless there's something glaringly wrong behind the scenes at Newcastle, or it's his last kind of big money move, if you will, because I think he's 28. So it'll be his last, big-ish money move. So that's my problem. And if he does want to leave, then...
But Kendall, you're kind of spot on in reference to that. His last contract, this is going to be the last big contract he can ever get from football. And also he's got there's no loyalty in football, and there's no loyalty when it comes to money as well. No. But for me, I think there's definitely some truth in reference to him trying to force this move, and I think there's going to be a bit. I've said we should get ready for a big exodus. Because
Would anyone begrudge him? Would anyone begrudge him if he left?
Probably not.
Not really.
No. I wouldn't begrudge him leaving, but I'll begrudge him going to Man United. That's my point. I don't care if Isak left last summer, even the way he did. If he went to Barcelona, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't have. It's a fact. I don't want anybody, and I don't want us to be comfortable with selling to Premier League rivals. I don't care who they are. I just don't. And I know that's not how football works, but I would really, this is my problem. I would really have a problem if he thought Man United was the way forward. That's my issue.
But this is all because of the manager. This is all Eddie Howe's. Eddie Howe's bruised this environment. And the way that football has changed has been in the past 5 years, especially with PSR being put into place. Management, the worst thing we could have done was to let go of Paul Mitchell. Because at the end of the day, there would have been a fundamental structure, and everything would have been in place just in case a scenario occurs like this. But again, Eddie Howe thinks he has quote unquote loyalists when these players are not loyal to anyone in any way, shape, or form. So it's got to the point whereby, at the end of the day, let's be honest, human nature will always dictate what people do. And if Bruno is hearing 325,000 a week from Man United, or 260 a week from Man United, and when he'll stay with Newcastle, who can't offer Champions League football, who look like they might have to go through a new rebuild as well, he's going to choose the latter. And it's a dirty game now.
Remember, realistically, he's 28 now. So if he stays with us, the soonest he plays in Europe is age 30. So why should I don't think he goes to Man United. The other thing is, the other thing is that I'd heard that Casemiro had been in his ear and basically said, "You can be my replacement." This is what it's like.
But what is
and then get to play with Cunha as well. So these are all like international buddies as well. That's the other thing as well.
Yeah.
Big up Alex, by the way. Big up for joining.
Big up Alex
as well. Much appreciated, man.
Bro.
Good night, fella. Good night. Oh yeah.
I hope you sub to the channel, Alex.
Yeah.
And smash the like as well. But big up Alex, man. But listen, I don't think Bruno's gonna go Man United. Listen, I never say never, because he's at Liverpool. You never know. Anything's possible, right? There's talk that Ancelotti been speaking to him about Real Madrid. You know what I mean? So what we do know is that it's going to be a summer of speculation, and it's going to test our resolve, because we will receive bids for him, and it will be a case of can we match his ambition? But like I said, he's 28, going to be 29 in November. If you're Bruno, you're a most successful ever captain in modern times. You're a hero, but at the same time, you've got ambitions to. You should have ambitions to win or challenge for higher titles, and we're not going to do that. And especially if we're not in Europe, which we're not going to be in.
And so why are you going to play now, right?
It'll be 29 November. 29. It'll be 29 November. So why are you going to play one game a week next season with no guarantee of European football the season after? It makes no sense. It's a no-brainer. You have to make that move.
This is why I said going all in on Eddie is detrimental.
Yes.
It shouldn't be one man over the club.
Yeah.
Because the idea of the director of football was to improve the infrastructure, the academy, to not just to make academy signings, but signings for the first team, where, yes, we've got PSR troubles, but the scouting network allow us to find these gems, and we can actually start to surround Bruno with quality, because these guys, I'm not saying they're elitist, but they must look around the dressing room and think, blooming heck, who are these guys?
Yeah, let's be real. You can't be Tonali, Bruno, and Botman, that them lacks there thinking, they look around and think, listen, this is great for us, like steps up, but when is enough going to be enough? Like, we should be playing at a high level.
Can't manage elite players. A lot of it is I agree with Big Yinks. There's a bit of psychology there. He would rather players that are a little bit more submissive, that he can manipulate and control a bit more. I didn't like the whole thing he was doing with Lewis Hall. Like, you're not fit enough.
Yeah.
You know, you're not good enough to be with us. When, hold on, he was playing in Champions League under Graham Potter at Chelsea. If he's good enough at Chelsea, how's he not good enough for us? I didn't like all that stuff.
No, but if you talk to Lewis Hall does thank him for the way he was managed.
Yeah,
I'm not believing that bullshit, man.
D-Man. When Dan Burn was playing ridiculously poor, people were setting out to play against Dan Burn. We just signed a 17-year-old left back for 30 million. Try him at least.
I hear it.
They put Bruno on the bench for his first 5 games. Bruno had to score a back heel volley before the manager was like, "Oh, you're actually quite decent." Did you not watch the year before when he was in the semi-final of the Champions League with Leon? That's the reason we signed him. That level of player. How dare you? The guy that played for Portsmouth and EFL level football. Listen, how dare you?
We're on 76 likes, yeah? We're trying to get to 90 likes before we leave, yeah? So we're on 76. Let's see. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please smash it now. It takes 1 second. Be much appreciated. Help the channel grow. Help with the algorithm. Be much appreciated, right? Does anyone think? Well, you must have seen the Vista talk, innit? Yeah, the Vista talk. He's out there liking the post of the player, the Sunderland player of the match, holding the trophy and holding the award. He's liked the post. Yeah, he deleted it now, but you know, social media they zoom on it, right? Is that just sheer stupidity, or is it deliberate because the way he's been treated? Kendall, what's your thoughts on it?
I just think it's ultimately, no matter what he feels, it's tone deaf. You treated Brentford disgracefully in the summer, which I absolutely condemn at all angles, because I condemned Isaac for doing the same. I don't care what you believed your agreement with Brentford was at the time. You still don't treat a club like in the fans specifically in that manner. You just don't. And I condemned the way he acted in the summer regardless. You then came in and said, "Oh, I cannot wait to play for this club. It was only ever Newcastle United. Since I watched the documentary, all I want to do is play for Newcastle United. Wear the number 9 shirt and wear it with pride, blah, blah, blah." You literally went out and, I don't think your fault getting injured, but you went out on literally international duty the day after you signed and got injured for 3 months. And then you come back and you look like you are literally pulling a lorry. You look like you do not care whether you want to be there or not. You do not influence games. You do not run. You are not on your toes as a striker, which is what we absolutely desperately needed over that Christmas period. And he was nowhere to be found. Today, I understand you're not getting game time. Clearly, Eddie Howe's not seeing something that in training, whatever, he's not seeing it. He's not influenced any particular game that he's played for me, even when he started. He has not done anything remotely decent. What, he scored a goal in the Champions League. Woo.
Yippee.
Well done.
You know what? I'm going to push back and I'm going to defend Wissa. I'm going to defend Wissa. Now I'm going to defend him. He couldn't miss as much. I'm going to defend him because I personally believe, don't get me wrong, the injury situation, again, there's not much we can do pertaining to that, but he hasn't had much game time to be able to us to actually judge him, in honesty. Like, I'm bringing up, he against Burnley, which was his first Premiership game, he only played 16 minutes. Sunderland, next game, he played 15 minutes. Against Chelsea, he played 17 minutes. Against United, he played 22 minutes. His first start was against Burnley, where he got 80 minutes. Against Palace, he got 78 minutes. So really and truly, above 60 minutes, it's only been 4 games he's played. The other games, he came off from the bench or cup game. Right. I think we're being very harsh in judging him. Don't get me wrong, I think he's been shit. He plays like he's got Timberland boots on. I'm not negating that at all. At all. He's been playing.
Timberlands.
Yeah, 100%. And he's been playing poorly. But for me, I do understand why he may be disgruntled. Why he's pissed off. Because
should he be liking posts from oppositions, bro? Should be liking Instagram posts of the opposition.
I think that's petty, and they also as he took accountability and he deleted it as well. So at the end of the day, I don't know him like that. Maybe it was malicious. It was stupid as hell. I'm not negating that, but also I would like to give him some. I guess he's taking accountability by taking it off. You know what I mean? Because the same way, like after what Isaac done, Botman said goodbye and liked him and said, "Oh, goodbye." We said Isaac this, that, and the third, and Gordon did the message as well. I never condemned them for that because even though it
Fair
was
enough.
tone deaf, I'm still like everyone's entitled to make a mistake. For me, I think the Whistle has been crap. I'm not negating that, but come on, he hasn't had any chance to even flourish at all in the squad. And then when
With
you're
his
left midfielder,
experience, though, he's a Premier League experienced player, and he should have been the one that came in ready to play at any level. Voltemade wasn't that. He's influenced games far more. I know he's played a little bit more. And Asula's probably influenced even more and done more this season than with even less game time than Wissa. That's always my point. And I'll honestly, I don't even judge Wissa. Like you say, he hasn't played a lot, but he just hasn't even done anything at all in any game that I think, oh, you know what, actually we could use a bit of that. Or like he doesn't chase a game. Like, you know, when Asula comes on, he's unpredictable. He's athletic. He's athletic. He'll actually chase a game down. Wissa doesn't even do that. So I'm like, I'm just struggling to see like a positive of him even being there at this point in time and him even starting because or like even playing, because he's just not, when he is getting a chance, he's not doing anything of note, if you know what I mean, especially given his Premier League experience. And he was absolutely fantastic at Brentford, really good. Now I'm so excited, but it's just like, oh. But then again, like Yink says, he might be feeling disgruntled at the fact that Asuna's actually getting a start over him, and
I'd be pissed.
There might be a lot of things.
But we got, I agree. Crypto sent us another super chat, so big up Crypto. He said, it always baffles me when people think players really love the club. The fans are the only ones who do. Players come and go. Indeed, agreed. But Steve, do you think we go next season with both Voltemade and Wissa still in the squad?
I hope not.
What? Who would you get rid of? Would you get rid of both of them, or just Yeah,
I'd tear it all down. We're gonna because let's if we want to do a new manager, let's be real, man. The manager's been poor. Players too. The players can go too. If Tonali really wants to go here, there, wherever, let him go. Let Bruno G go. Let Botman go. Let freaking Alenga go. I don't mind tearing it all down and starting something new again. And with Voltemade, it's really pointless if Voltemade plays for us with Eddie Howe. It really is, because he's not a midfielder. He's just not a midfielder. I think he had some decent play today, but that's not why he signed for us.
But do you think Voltemade was the prime opportunity for Eddie Howe to kind of change the way he plays and show a different way to play, or do you think it was never going to happen? He's just, you can remember, Voltemade came in, he came in like a house on fire. He started scoring the goals, the quality of goals that he was scoring.
Yeah, the header still refused. Banging, great header. But I guess it with Eddie, I don't know what happened. I guess he just compensated for the fact that we've had midfield injuries.
We became Gordon.
We haven't remotely played to
we became Gordon.
Yeah. We've just shoved him. Exactly. We haven't played to his strengths. We've just said, oh, well, because we can't play to your strengths, you've got to do what we say instead and go in midfield.
And to be honest, a lot of times with Isak, we didn't play to Isak's strengths either.
Kendall, that looks familiar, doesn't it? That reminds me of Joe Linton a little bit. It's like we didn't watch the tape for him with Hoffenheim under Nagelsmann, where he was like part of a fluid front three. They were calling him like the next Firmino and stuff. But because he's a big strapping lad, we put the number 9 on his back and he's like, striker, go on, lads, go up top. We'll launch it long to ya.
We bought 2 strikers as well and didn't even remotely try to play both of them together in very many situations.
He did it once against Bournemouth and he said, he said he's never doing it again. He said he's never doing it again.
Like, they're both completely opposite profiles of each other, and both are known to have played as a forward across the forward line. They're not like solely target men, they're not solely 9s. We've seen Voltemade. Voltemade is actually probably not a 9 in reality.
I don't know what I think. Voltemade might just be a tall Joao Felix.
I think he's a 9 and
he might just be
9 and a half. Yeah.
You're only as good as your
wingers.
That's
what Joao Felix is. I don't know what
wingers are shit. Our wingers are shit. Listen, the best I've seen Harry. Don't get me wrong. I think Harry Kane has like evolved his game, but it's no secret that like he's got literally Luis Diaz next to him. Whatever great wingers, your Nabries, Elise, right? You're gonna see the best out of him.
Runners.
Now,
all of them runners, by the way.
All of them runners. He needs runners around him Because if there's space created, he can pop
Well, that's
up
what we do,
space,
run. So what's the
right?
excuse?
It
No,
makes
but
no
they're not
sense.
good.
Even Barnes will get the best out of having Voltemada there because he
Yeah.
likes the 1-2s. He likes to link up with no presence. It's no secret that with Gordon playing in the middle, Barnes looks a bit lost as well because there's no
Gordon and Barnes can't
following
play
in the
together.
team. You
They
need
can't
to
play
have
together.
structure. You
Can we
need
Gordon
to
and
talk about
have
Barnes
this though?
can't play
Can we,
together.
But there's
can we
another
talk
thing.
about this?
Barnes gets shoves out on the right when just because
Thank
Gordon
you.
can't play there.
Yeah.
Like this is the favouritism thing. Like Lewis Miley got told to go and play right back and said, "Yeah, no bother, I'll try it, even though I'm a midfielder." Or Gordon says, "No, I am categorically. I want to try and play up front, but I'm categorically not playing on the right." Like, who do you think you are? Like,
you think about
He
it.
thinks
He played
he's
Lewis
pro.
Hall. He played Lewis Hall, Lewis
In
Miley,
midfield.
Trippier, and Tonali, all at right back,
Tonali
all at
against
right
West
back,
Ham.
and Murphy, all about right back. But yet he can't put Gordon on the right because he doesn't want to, and he openly said that. That's when he should have gone.
yeah,
That's when he should have gone. You ain't
And
got no
that's where the
spine.
problem lies. Well, Gordon FC. Well, literally Gordon FC. Our
Yes.
team is formulated to work around Gordon in order to get the best out of him. And for me, what my biggest fundamental issue with Eddie Howe is this favoritism is now coming to bite him because essentially we're regressing. We're getting even worse.
Hold on.
And
But apparently we're all fickle. Ain't that what Tyndall's missus said? We're all fickle.
no, it's his daughter Sienna, but
His
yeah.
daughter said that we're all fickle. Listen,
How's
you've
she?
made a rod
Was
for
she-
his own, for his back, mate. Because I'm telling you, the next game we lose, they're coming for you.
What about Nagelsmann? Is he fickle? I've actually got a comment from Sticks. He said he tried to do a super chat, big up, but he was having issues. It says, ask the panel what they thought when the Germany manager told Eddie where Voltemada plays, and still that fool didn't listen.
Well, you know what's going to happen, innit? He's going to go score like bags of goals in the international break, and all eyes are
100%.
going to be on Eddie.
I actually love Nagelsmann doing that because at the end of the day, you protect your players, and Voltemada's not being protected at all by Eddie Howe. In fact, he's actually put him up for a lot of criticism, playing in a position that he's blatantly not comfortable with in a new league as a young player when he started extremely well up front. There was no need for you to shove you in midfield. I know we're light there, but Willock is a midfielder. He can play there. You don't have to shove him there. And if you need to have that cover in between the forwards and the midfielders, play a different formation. But you won't.
Yeah.
You'll play 4-3-3 every single time. You won't play 4-2-3-1 and have that 10 float in between. You won't do anything like that. You just this is my problem, and he's so incapable of changing it tactically. Like Unai Emery will change it in game if it's not going right. Eddie won't do that. He
will line
just
up
sticks
against
to the
whoever
same
you're
thing.
playing. He will make the
He
adapt
just
for you with that.
it just like for like
Exactly.
all the time. It's just like it's just
Hold
so
on.
frustrating. This is half the things that annoys me.
What do you think about this comment from CJ? Yeah, he said, I've got to defend Visser here. He must be pissed. Why is the worst transfer in history in Alanga allowed by Eddie to play his way into form and fail over and over again? But Visser is just benched. Interesting. And I know
Because I do
I
think
don't know
Alanga's
why.
actually shown some improvement. Like I actually genuinely do think that. But again, in all fairness, it's spot on. He's probably been given a little bit more time, and a little bit more grace. But I do think Alanga's actually shown a little bit of improvement. But I mean, he's not, by all accounts, he's not the best thing we've ever done. Probably a waste of money.
Gordon got to play into form. Gordon was atrocious for a majority.
100%.
We saw Burn today. Burn has been in poor form for quite a while. You get to play into form today. You get to play.
Ben would never get dropped for this game,
even though we kept the clean sheet and looked relatively defensively solid against Chelsea. Aside from the first 20 minutes.
Anyone else hear about this? Tyndall and Graham Jones had heated words after the match.
I mean, they should be heated.
The thing about Graham Jones is a genuine Newcastle fan. He's a genuine. He is, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I know that. But so obviously, he probably maybe felt a little bit aggrieved if that is the case, if that is true. I don't know, but he's.
I'd be concerned if they weren't heated. I'd be concerned and quite disappointed if they weren't heated words.
I'd heard he was already on the periphery. I'd heard he's already taken a bit more of a back seat, but we know how highly acclaimed he is because remember Gareth called him into the England camp and they all loved him there. He's a very well-respected coach, but I had heard that it wasn't really a falling out, but kind of there's a bit of a pecking order, like Mad Dog and Eddie run the ship and then Graham is brought in when he's needed kind of thing, you know? He's very much number 3, effectively.
All right, so listen, we're going to wrap up soon anyway, but we're on 83 likes. Let's see if we can get to 90 likes before the show ends. we've got the international break coming up. Who have we got next?
Crystal Palace away.
Oh,
the D-Man derby.
You know what? It's funny you say that, you know, because I've got a Palace ticket and I've got a Newcastle ticket, so I can sit wherever I want. You know what I mean? So it's
hit me up, bro. Hit me up. What's going on? Come on now.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But Palace, all right. We know the trouble that Palace have got, right? So we'll do a proper in-depth preview of that one the time comes. But does anybody care what the result's going to be? Does anybody care? Our season's finished, right? We're not falling for Europe.
I do still care because I think it's just you've got to show something every single week because we're getting knocked out of a cup on a weekly basis or we're losing the derby. You're going like, oh, the season rides on this. The season rides on this.
Yeah.
Europe in some form is still there, and I want to see them put every single ounce of energy into getting Europe because it is the only thing that this is going to be acceptable this season. Nothing less. If we finish anywhere below 8th, genuinely, what is even the point in being there? What is the actual point? You've won nothing. You've done absolutely nothing of note. Yeah, you've got the furthest you've ever got in the Champions League. Wow, it still means absolutely nothing apart from a little bit of extra money. If you finish outside of the European places, I mean, what are you even there for? You may as well go home.
Do you think we're going to finish 8th? Do you think we're going to finish 8th, Kendall?
No.
It's still there. I'm not sure we will, but it's still there for the taking at the moment.
I wouldn't put money on it.
We've just got to string a few wins together.
Brentford have got Igor Thiago, who can't stop scoring. Everton have got a better manager in David Moyes. They look very well organised. Fulham have bolstered their ranks. They've got literally the best wingers. Like they've got Wilson, who's in double figures. Oscar Bob, Chukwueze. Like Brighton playing great football. Welbeck's having his renaissance. So listen, I think we finished 11th.
So we're away to Palace and then home to Bournemouth. So away to Palace, we struggle.
Brilliant. Anyway. We never beat them knackers neither because he just never want to beat them.
So we're gonna literally, my god!
I swear it's in his contract that he's not allowed to beat Bournemouth. I'm genuinely. We've already beaten them in the cup before under Eddie. We've never beaten them in the league as far as I know.
Was that on pen?
Dark side is strong with Kendall.
This is gonna get dark. We are in trouble, you know. We could finish 14th, 15th at this rate.
You might laugh, but I don't think.
You know what? You know what?
We're not actually wholly safe. You do know that.
No, bro, we're safe. We are safe. No, Jefferson.
We would be on 36 points.
Me and Steve went through it earlier today.
Be serious, please.
Hold on, I'm being serious. If you have a look at the teams we've got to play, they all have something to play for. We don't.
And also, we don't have
good. Book goes out the window.
Care. We are not in trouble, bro.
I'm just saying we could get dragged in.
We are not getting dragged in, bro. It goes to Leeds and below. Leeds and below. That's it. Leeds and below. Let's be serious for one second.
Guys,
can we have a quick look? Can we have a quick look?
Can we be honest?
I'm not over exaggerating.
Can we be honest here? Have we been one of the 10 best teams in the Premier League this season? Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Well, you look.
So that's probably why we're going to finish outside the top 10. We've probably been like 14.
D-man. Palace away.
Yeah.
Bournemouth at home. Remember, we needed extra time to beat them in the cup. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arsenal, goodbye. We're not beating
Arsenal after Bournemouth.
Arsenal away.
Yeah, Arsenal after Bournemouth. Yeah.
Then we got Brighton, who we never beat. Minte always scores against us. Yeah. We get cocky and they always beat us. Forest away. If Forest are still fighting for their lives, Chris Wood has just come back from injury. We aren't beating Forest. I'll tell you that for free. West Ham at home. Remember when we all got arrogant last year? They gave us a nice 2-0 hiding. Fulham away. They gave us a 3-1 hiding last season. Where's our next win coming from, D-man?
No, but you know what?
I can't give you a
hold on. Let me say something. No, hold on. Let me say something.
We could get dragged in.
Listen, Spurs are not getting to 42 points. Nor West Ham. They're not.
You don't think West Ham will?
No, they're not.
West Ham might.
Yeah? No, they're not.
How many points are they on now?
How many points are they on now? 29? They're not getting to 42 points, bro. They're not. None of them are.
We definitely could finish 15th, 16th. It's conceivable.
No, that's what I said. We could finish 15th, 16th, and he should be sacked. He should be sacked. But to talk about relegation, bro, no, come on. Let's be serious about this. Let's be serious. And let's be honest. Maybe, just maybe.
Sorry, me and Jefferson crave negativity. We're so sorry.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even that because I said
it's dark. It's dark. It's dark.
But how many points do we pick up from those last 7 games?
I think like
because you know how stupid we are. It's so Newcastle for us to play horrendous and go and beat Arsenal. It's
This
like
is what
it's
I'm
things
saying.
like that. It's
I
just
hope
like
we do.
we're just not. We're not. We don't. It's not logistical. And it's just nonsensical what we do.
That's the game I'll be most
Look at
invested
that, Ricky.
in.
I wish we had a Hatem Ben Arfa. Instead, we got a team of bloody Great Britain athletes instead of footballers.
Yeah.
Well, we are. Listen, the season's done. We're cooked. We are cooked. We know that. Yeah, we're finished. In my opinion, we're not getting European football. I know Kendall said,
Eddie out.
Exactly, it should be. But listen, we're gonna have to leave it there because we've been on for almost 2 hours, and there's still 92 people in there. Yeah,
and there's still a lot more to talk about.
It is a lot more to talk about, but
in the likes, people.
Eddie out. We've got to fill up the midweek with something. But before we go, Jefferson, can you talk about how this hype business? Because I don't understand how it works.
Kendall, do you see it? We were hyped in like the top 100 episodes. I think by the end we were like number 77 or something. Did you see it?
Ooh.
Just blowing that up out there. You know, we're doing bits.
That's so good. Well done.
We're getting there, man. We're getting
there.
So that's it. If you hype the channel, guys, when it finishes, I think it's normally about within 24 hours. Normally it's on the mobile, not on the laptop. It lets you give hype points. If you give us hype points, we can enter towards the top 100 for that particular week, which gives us obviously more visibility as we're trying to grow as a channel. So please make sure you give us some hype points. It was a great effort. I think the Barcelona episode, we got about 75,000 points, which wasn't quite enough to make the top 100. So let's give it another go, guys. Please, we really appreciate your support. Thank you.
And also, when the stream ends, if you could leave a comment under the chat, that'd be much appreciated. When the stream ends, on the replay, just leave a quick comment because that helps as well. Much appreciated. And if you haven't, smash the likes on your way out.
D-man, Double D's in the house.
Big up Double D, the building as well.
Big up, bro.
Listen, on a side note, I would say that football was saved today with Arsenal losing that cup final. There's no quad.
Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to Turkey for showing some personality.
Big up Turkey, bargain of the season. That. And big up Pep Guardiola, the greatest manager of all time. That's another conversation. But football was saved today. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it was saved today.
Oh, look, Kendall's smiling. There we go. You did it, D-man.
We got Kendall to smile as well.
You must be Jesus, bro. You must be Jesus. You must be Jesus, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll take it. But listen, thank you all for joining the chat. Kendall, is there anything you want to promote before you go?
No, not at the moment. We did just do a documentary, the Premier League, about the Tyne-Wear derby. So I can't remember if that came out today or if it'll be this week. So if you can watch the Premier League TV from your country, obviously it's not available in England on normal terrestrial TV. You've got to get a cheeky little, you know what I mean?
Something.
You can buy them on Amazon. You can check it on there. So yeah, if you want to check that out, that was really good. It was me and Dan Harrison, who's a Sunderland fan. So we had a little bit of a documentary about the Tyne-Wear derby. But yeah, that should be good. I haven't seen it myself yet. I haven't seen the final edit, so that'll be news to me. When I watch it. So yeah, that'll be good.
Look out for that. Steve, anything you want to promote? Thanks for joining. Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, on YouTube, Strasbourg Steve. I think my next watch along is USA Belgium next Saturday, and I might watch Canada Iceland as well. So I just watch football, man. And I might
Steve, can you say Le Fay again?
What?
Say Le Fay.
Enzo Le Fay. That's how you say his name.
My favorite one is when you say Gesson.
Yeah, Evan Gesson.
Evan Gesson.
Yeah. I watch League One. It's my favorite league, and the announcers pronounce the names correctly. So it's not Warren Zaire Emery. It's Warren Zaire Emery. Zaire.
Oh, for those who are asking about the hype button, if you with the comments, if you swipe across, you should see the hype button. Like Jefferson on your mobiles, it works more on the mobiles. But yeah, Big Yinks, thanks for joining as well. Always welcome. Yeah. Next time, don't come just like R. Kelly, bruv. Try and get us banned out.
That's what I was missing. Promote the vodka.
No, big up. But yeah, listen, we'll be back midweek with a lot to discuss, mainly about Eddie Howe, because we've got a few people that want to come on and discuss him.
Yeah, who's coming through? We got another big guest coming through. I mean, we've got some great guests today, but got another big guest coming through.
Yeah, we've got another guest hopefully coming on as well. So
keeping that
yeah,
close
man.
to the chest, man.
Huh?
We keeping it close to the chest, yeah, for now.
Well, we don't know. Listen, we need to confirm if he's going to come on yet. Listen, not a superstar, by the way, but he's just another
Not a superstar, but
you know what I mean? Just another guest. We'll
just riding the hype. I'm just riding the hype.
Yeah. Like, listen, we'll keep it up. But listen, thanks for joining. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Ramsdale out.